Conformity Antidote. Run, little snowflakes. Run. Here they come, the leaders of the new church, Reverend Cuz and Deacon Tex.
Hello.
Hello, viewers.
Oh. Piss posh.
Piss posh. Sound like you were like, I don't know.
Oh
my.
fiddles. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we are.
Oh, there we are. Much better now.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
So, welcome everybody.
Yes, welcome for our
third to the last show.
It's the third to last?
Yeah, we got next Sunday, and then the Sunday after that. We got
yeah.
two more Conformity Antidote shows.
Two more, and then sayonara.
We're going to be rebranded. We're going to. It'll be like it's like that episode of Seinfeld where we're unplugging. We need to completely. Where he had. Remember when he had the. He stole the Mike Douglas show.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Kramer.
And he pulled the plug. He's like, it's time to rethink this format. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
But we'll be back.
Yes.
Just different. So.
Yes. So So I'm already working on my stuff, and Deacon Tex is working on for our new show.
Our show, yep.
So I haven't seen it yet either.
I know. Neither have I.
So I'm just as excited as you are to find out.
And I'm sure our viewers are too.
Mm-hmm. We're giving Deacon Tex creative, whatever you call it.
That might not be a good thing.
Well,
Let's see.
It is what it is, my friend.
We'll do it. We'll make it work.
It'll
be wonderful.
Yes, it will.
Well, just yeah.
It'll be something.
It'll be something. That's it. But first off, I do want to say this before we move into the show. I just want to say that I'm glad we're here to be with everybody today because a little known fact. There was a fringe group out there that was saying that today was. Did you know that today was supposed to be the end of the world? We were supposed to have the
the Mayans.
Yeah, we were supposed to have the rapture today, because December 2012 was all wrong. They said the calendar, whoever did that was screwed it up, and it was supposed to be today, June 21st, and with the solar eclipse happening and stuff like that, that it was that the rapture was supposed to happen. Well, we're here, so again,
Because if it was the rapture, I'd be gone. He'd take me right up.
Same here.
Well, see, I thought it was the Mayan calendar. If it's the Mayan calendar, then
right, it was.
nobody. Well, that's not the rapture. The Mayans are just we're all dead.
Well, the one guy that said it was supposed to be because of the eclipse and stuff like that. It was like
No. Well,
that was part of the biblical. So supposedly that was a part of that was in the Bible about the eclipse, which I'm not sure what section that was in, what book.
Right. But Jesus said, "You don't know when I'm coming." So.
Right.
So all these predictions stuff,
right out the door.
You don't know squat.
Right out. So
yeah.
So anyway, we're here, and happy Father's Day to all of our fathers out there watching. Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
So
thank you very much.
So anyway, I guess so.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
All right.
Because we have a packed show.
Yes. What do we call this? The what do they call
gratuitous?
The
gratuitous promotion.
Gratuitous promotion. Make sure you get. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen it, there's an extended. I don't think you've seen it. There's an extended book trailer with Corey Michaels, who's the narrator of the book for Audible. He's narrating this new book trailer.
Oh,
believe me. He does an awesome job, and so we're going to, and there's actually, just let you know, so this book, you can get it now right? And I think the narrated version, I think is going to be out later this week. All right, so it's already, because we already submitted it. It's been approved, and then it takes just a little bit of while for them to actually put it for retail. So that should be happening pretty soon. And I do believe that just watch our Facebook and everything, because Corey and I will be interviewed tomorrow, and we'll put that out, and everybody can see it. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's big things.
Yes,
big things.
And just so you know, book number 2, The Light Reapers, number 2. I haven't decided what the tagline is going to be yet, but book number 2 should be out in around, I want to say, October.
Oh, it's just in time for the holidays.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yes. Thank you very much. And hopefully we'll have the narrated version done by Christmas, before Christmas. So yes, you could get,
it's a nice.
You get an Audible gift card.
There you go.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. So.
All right.
So we'll hope to have that out, because people are like bugging the shit.
Hurry up with part 2, Dan.
They are. They're busting my chops. But it's a lot of it's written, and so anyway, some of it. And so I think that's about it as far as all the gratuitous.
Yes. Well,
BS.
You can do it again at the end.
Yes.
Well.
I will. Anyway, so that's all I got.
So, are we ready?
I think we are. I think we're ready for a little bit of news.
Soggy.
Oh, fat rat bastard round eye.
Yes.
My wet moccasins still the wet.
Yes.
You quit drying them off.
Yes. Oh, yes. And don't you call us Kung Fu Flu or Kung Flu. They're not very nice.
Yes. We must stay wet. How do fish guts rolling down into the drain unless it's wet?
Yes, in bat heads.
Bat
heads. Bat heads. Yuck.
All right.
So
yeah. So you know what? Get used to, or don't get used to this, or just take this in, because of the new show that we're going to do. No news. No current events.
We're just going to go right to the. Well, we have discussed it though. Unless it's something like completely outlandish.
Unless it's Nancy Pelosi falling down the stairs.
Yes.
Yeah, then we'll do it, because that'll be funny.
Yeah, that would probably be.
Yeah, because that's a good one.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Shut up, Nancy.
Oh, and Nancy, why did you fall?
Yeah, why did you fall?
I'm a little bit drunk.
Yes.
I'm a little bit
Somebody get
drunk.
Nancy.
I'm drinking,
Yes.
drinking.
Her
We know that.
Her dentures keep falling out. All right. So let's go over to. Oh, wait a minute. Does the camera? Oh, let's lock that, because we could be locked. We could get into some trouble. All right, here we go. So here we go. Then this lovely lady. This is Mayor Cheryl Selby of Olympia, Washington.
Oh my! I know her quite well.
Yes.
She goes to the country club.
Yes.
All the time.
I believe she goes, and I think she's into the Mai Tais. And when she gets 3 or 4 of them, then she goes to the tequila shots, and she ends up dancing on a table, and her skirt's up and around her neck.
Yes, she's just incorrigible. Oh.
So, Miss Selby here of Olympia, Washington. Now, she is one of the, or I should say was, one of the major supporters of Black Lives Matter, and especially the Black Lives Matter protests.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And so when the protests were happening, and a lot of the looting was going on and stuff, she was just saying how frustrated they were. But it's just them
Expressing themselves. They're just expressing their frustrations and anger and and rage.
Well, that was up until they came down her block and then started jacking all her stuff up, vandalizing her neighborhood, and they even put Black Lives Matter spray painted all over the front of her house. Mm-hmm. Then, at that point, these lovely protesters became domestic terrorists, in her words. after her home was vandalized. And it's just like the one guy we had, I can't even remember what the hell his name is, from before, where he was like, burn it down, burn it good, and this, that, and the other. I can't remember his name, the NBA writer, sports writer, until they came to his neighborhood. Then he called them freaking animals and this, that, and the other, which I think, you know what? That's kind of racist.
I know.
Right?
Well, is he black?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
He's white.
Yeah.
He called him animals, so I think that is a little racist. So I don't know if he still has his job. But anyway, so Miss Selby here, yeah. So she is called domestic terrorist, and I'm sure she called the security guard for her gated community.
Oh, you need to hurry up and come right away. I see the pool boy out there. He's spray painting on the house.
Oh, Reginald, can we do something about it? Oh, I say, I will go out there with my umbrella, and I'll give him what for.
What's that? My umbrella. Give him what for.
Give him what for. Till he comes back with a sucker on fire. Yeah, hit that. It's loud now. I got it.
This one?
No. This one.
My dear.
Oh.
I think we have a little problem.
They seem to light my umbrella on fire, and seems like the bushes are on fire too. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not good there. Oh look! It looks like they're getting ready to have a drink. Maybe they're gonna pass it around. Oh, here they comes. Ooh. Oh no!
You missed.
That's
Was I supposed to catch that?
with your face.
You know, and it's funny. I bet you she was standing out in the front, and she's like, "People, stop it! This is not Seattle. This is Olympia, Washington. For Pete's sake, we're not like that here. Oh, shut up!"
You know what? Oh, I say. Oh, here they come to save us. Here we go. Oh, that's right in the window. Oh, that's not. Where's my respirator?
Good thing we're wearing our masks. Oh, we're not wearing our masks. Oh my gosh.
Hates the protesters.
Yes.
There. Boom. I probably spelled it wrong, but I don't give a shit. All right. So anyway, yeah. So again, all these jackasses like this one right here, they all want to sit there and say all this stuff until it comes into their own home, and they're like, "Oh, no, that's not
right.
good.
It's not right."
So
we
you know
can't
what?
have that.
Yes. So, Miss Mayor, and here's another thing, just real quick. We had some barbecue. It's coming up. So I think it was some kid. It was a mayor in Michigan, and I can't remember which city it was. Is that Duluth, Michigan? Is Duluth?
No, Duluth in Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. That's what I meant. I meant Minnesota, not Michigan. So Duluth, Minnesota, the mayor said that she's going to remove all the chief stuff, like chief financial advisor and all that stuff. She wants to remove chief.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: she just wants to be called mayor. She wants to be mayor. Now, Reverend Cuz looked up the meaning of mayor. Mm-hmm. And it's from old France, right?
Oh,
and the meaning is greater or superior. Now that to me sounds a little racist, saying that you are superior to everybody else.
Well, so yeah, I think I kind of caught a little bit of that thing. She wants to do away with the chief of everything because she's like it's derogatory towards the Native Americans.
That's what she says. So you can't have chief financial officer or chief whatever. She wants to get rid of the chiefs because she says
from Kansas City.
Well, not them, but I'm sure that's coming.
Oh, that'll be the next. Yeah, that'll be the next. Well, we were. I will say this. We have talked about it probably during football season or whatever. But I will say this: if there's any pro team that probably should change their name because of the derogatory, and the Reverend Cuz and I just really love this team to death, is the Washington Redskins. Exactly. So Daniel Snyder, I don't know what you're waiting on. I mean, they already took down the statue of your the original owner of the Redskins, who was very vocal about keeping blacks and whites separate. So I can kind of understand that. But now you have the name of the Redskins. Now the other ones, like the Chiefs, that's unless you're up in Duluth, Minnesota, Kansas City, just stay. Don't play football up in Duluth. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. That means they're going to take away, Atlanta Braves, or get rid of the Braves,
Right, or the Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indians.
Yep. So you'll be all right. But the Redskins,
Florida State Seminoles.
well, because they're Seminoles in Florida.
I know, but they're going to get rid of that.
That's crazy.
I don't know if they are or not.
Yeah.
I mean, like the point is, some of this stuff I think is kind of to me. I think it's kind of a.
Well, it's
I think it's kind of I don't know what do you call it? Not an honor, but it's paying respect to some of this stuff.
Right.
But but it doesn't matter. They're taking like I said, these damn people in San Francisco just toppled the freaking Ulysses S. Grant, who fought against.
Well, we're here.
Fought against slavery, but whatever.
Here we're talking about Frisco. Those people just don't know anything about what's going on. They shit on the streets. They set up camps and throw needles all over the place. We can't even have a parade. We can't even have a parade there because it's just the.
We can't even have a gay parade because there's too much crap in the street.
Yeah, they're too busy tearing down.
I'm gonna get like doo-doo all over my sequins.
Next thing you know, they're going to start. Hey, next thing you know, they're going to tear down the Golden Gate Bridge because all the slave labor that it that was used. So they're going to rip it down.
Well, then they ought to.
How we get to Oakland?
Yeah. Well, then they ought to take up all the railroad tracks because they had all the coolies doing that one.
Yep.
Chinese immigrants.
Yep.
Whatever.
It's coming.
Where it's gonna stop? Nobody knows.
We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back into olden days.
Mm-hmm.
Or like we said last week, we're just gonna be like so.
It's gonna be sanitized.
We're gonna be like bouncing around like oh.
All right. So from one.
Speaking of which,
so from one stupid crap to another. So now, who owns it? I didn't see who owns it. Anyway, so the company that owns Eskimo Pie is joining in with everybody and their mother on everything that needs to be changed that they think is derogatory or racist. So now Eskimo Pie will no longer be called Eskimo Pie. And they're going to get rid of the name Eskimo Pie, and they're going to get rid of the little Eskimo dude right here.
So what are they going to be called? Chocolate bar?
Chocolate bar. No, I can't use chocolate because that's derogatory, because, So there's just going to be, I don't know what they're going to call it.
Called candy-coated...
Yeah, ice cream. I don't know.
Okay.
So there are a list of brands that are rethinking their marketing in the wake of Black Lives Matter protests. We already had a discussion on that before we came on air. I don't want to go through that. I'm going to tell you how I feel about that. I tell you what. Go on my other show when that starts. You'll find out exactly what I think about it. Anyway, so also including in this is Quaker Oats. They're going to retire Aunt Jemima. Syrup and pancake mix. Which did you look at the story? Does anybody know the whole story behind Aunt Jemima?
Well, see, that's the key right there. What is the whole story behind it? Because see, that's the problem. They're doing all this and nobody knows the origins of how this all came about anyway. Yeah. So,
well, I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but Aunt Jemima was a real person. It was a real lady, and I forget her last name was Green, Miss Green. Well, she made all the breakfast, made all this food and stuff. So they used her likeness and, her recipes and stuff, and, the companies bought it, whatever. And I'll tell you right now, she died a millionaire, multi-millionaire. So, but you know what? We can't have that. That's not the point. We just need to get rid of everything.
Right. Uncle Ben's.
Uncle Ben's is another one.
Get rid of them. Miss Butterworth.
Miss Butterworth. Now, see, the point. Now, what they said the story behind Miss Butterworth is they wanted to put like kind of a motherly type, whatever, and but they said it's too much rooted in the mammy stereotype. Even though if you look at it, it's a white one. She got a bun and this and the other, but whatever. And B&G Foods, which makes cream of wheat, is taking the black chef off of their stuff, and ConAgra brands is Miss Butterworth. They're taking that and taking Miss Butterworth. They're going to just make it a regular bottle.
How dull.
I'm
buying log cabin from here on out. Log cabin syrup.
log cabin. That's right. So what are you going to have? What are you going to have? Some I don't know. What are you going to have? You're going to have anything that is completely sterile and sanitized that doesn't offend anybody.
Well, remember this started what, about 3 weeks ago when we talked about it with the lady, the Land of Lakes Indian, the lady Indian, the female Indian off the Land of Lakes box. That was kind of the start, of course, with everything that's been going on the past couple weeks. And it's like, this is my thing. Where were all these people? Where were all these people like 5 years ago, 10 years ago? I mean, so it just, everything was rolling on and on and on. You had the Freddie Gray stuff in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. You had the stuff that happened in Ferguson, and nothing was said about the food. We're not talking about the food. We're talking about what some of the a very small amount of the police, or what happened in the police, whatever, so on and so forth. And what is the origins? And that's one of the things I wanted to look at. It's like, what were the origins? Because as far as I'm aware,
yes,
there wasn't any racist connotation with the food. That there was stories behind them. When you did say the one with the Aunt Jemima. Now, but so let's take.
But see, it doesn't. But see, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They don't even give a crap about it.
Right. It's just that. Well, you know what? This
cancel culture.
But and not only that, but see, let's take all the black people off of food packages. And that's so you're if I want to look at it from one side, if I was a white supremacist, I'd be like, okay,
good,
take them off.
Take them all off.
Let's put some good old white. Let's put some white ladies on there. Let's put some white people. Let's put Mr. Ben's white.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. These aren't caricatures. These aren't like the old cartoons from back in the 1940s or whatever, that were really racist. These were just like normal pictures, and
because most of these were actually normal people. They were actually real people,
right? So
I mean, I know he's not black, but like Chef Boyardee, that was a real dude.
Well, they're unfortunately, but they're getting drowned out too. But there's a lot of people that are actually coming out saying this whole cancel thing is just starting to get way out of control. But of course, they get, as soon as they say something, they
that's
get
racist.
Squashed.
You just want all this racist stuff going on. No.
Well, and the thing is, it's a lot of black celebrities are saying this. They're like, all right, people. They're like, the black celebrities are like, this is going way too far. Where you're losing sight. It's like the one person said, it's like they're losing sight of why this was, and that was for police reforms and stuff like that. But now it's like this it turned into this whole thing. Cancel this, cancel that. We can't have any movies. Let's cancel Gone with the Wind. We got to cancel all these shows. Jungle Book. I saw today that they put a disclaimer on Disney's Jungle Book. All these books, they want to go back in some classics, especially like Mark Twain books, and put these disclaimers in there.
People, I mean, you gotta see this stuff and understand the way it was back then. Okay, so that way you understand where you are now. I said this. Right. I went off on a tangent about this last week. If you erase history and not know how bad it was then and how good it is now, and you know what? And like I said, I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but again, with George Floyd, it's terrible. And the cop that did it didn't follow protocol. He needs to be, charged like he was and then put in jail. Doesn't mean nothing that he said, nothing that he ever wrote, nothing that was on any of his stuff was ever racist. But now we've taken it, we've blown it up. Now everything is racist. We've got cancel culture going on here. That's racist. Everything is racist. It's white supremacists that are running the show. Bullshit.
Well, I can't remember. I don't know if it was him, but I even think the attorney. I even think the attorney for George Floyd. He was in an interview, and they asked him, and the one thing in particular he said was about this whole thing about getting rid of anything that has to do with the Confederacy. And the point he brought up was, he said his problem with that is if you try to wipe away everything that happened with the Confederacy, you're doomed to repeat. He said, then you're going to try and wipe away that part of history. Younger generations are going to be like, well, that didn't even happen, or they're not going to know about it because you're not going to teach about it, or it's going to be gone from public view. So he's like, I'm afraid we're doomed to repeat it. He says we're going to be doomed to repeat the same thing that happened again. And you know what? There's a part of him there's a part of that's a good argument to have. And he thinks it's gone way over. A lot of this stuff has gone way overboard. So.
Like I said, if you don't know where you were, if you don't know where you came from and how bad it was, you don't know how good it is now. And now we got people that are just bitching just to bitch. And like I said, and everything has stemmed from the Black Lives Matter BS. And I'm going to tell you right now, Black Lives Matter is a bunch of crap. The organization itself, not protests that are actually where they think, but they're getting all this money. They're dumping millions into Joe Biden's campaign. Look it up, all right? Because they're a nonprofit, so they have to list where the stuff goes. So just look it up. Anyway, so Eskimo Pie is gone. Who else we got? I'm trying to think. What else is there left that?
Oh, I'm sure they'll find something.
I'm trying to think.
But I'm telling you right now, everybody.
Well, Lucky Charms will probably Lucky will probably be gone because
the Irish will be bitching because he's derogatory.
Well, no, they weren't
going
to be bitching because they're usually drunk.
Right.
Oh, that's racist. But it's where are we going to stop? I mean, it's
so. This is my thing. If you have anything, if you have an old Miss Butterworth jar, Miss Aunt Jemima or whatever, save it, hold on to it because it's gonna be worth money. Because 50 years down the road, they're gonna be like, oh my, Harold, remember back in the day when they had these ghastly syrup bottles of these African American women pouring syrup out of the top of their head.
And that's the black women talking like that.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a whole like a whole circle around.
Yeah, the white women either they talk like they're
gonna have attitude.
Yeah, like
and the black women will be like, oh, I should say I don't know what's wrong with these. Yeah, people.
all the Karens.
These people.
All the Karens will be out there.
Oh my gosh.
They should have gotten rid. They should have gotten rid of that a long time ago. You go, girlfriend.
Yeah, go. My son should be playing in every game.
Yes.
He's the best out there.
Get your hands off my minivan. You see my kid? Oh, honey, did you see the little the sticker figures I got in my back window?
Yes.
Isn't that nice?
What?
Yes.
Bitch. Get back in your car, Karen.
Yeah, Karen. All right. Well,
is that it?
That's it for the news.
All right. I'm ready.
Take me up.
I'm ready. I'd get zapped up by a UFO and they prod.
That's right. I've had enough.
They poke needles in me.
Open the gates. I'm sending them up. No, sorry. Open
Easy.
Up.
Easy.
Anyway. All right. Now, let's get on with your friend and mine, Chelsea Handler.
Are they married?
They should be. She's probably one of the women that goes out to the protest says I only suck black.
Oh.
Yeah. There's been a couple hoe bags out there.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
And good for the black guys that they do it to.
That's what I say. But but a lot of them you're just Thank you.
Well, because nobody else wants them.
All right. So anyway, Chelsea Handler sent out a tweet this week where she praised Louis Farrakhan and his powerful rhetoric on race. Yes. Now, once again, this is coming from a completely oblivious white lady, and when I say white, I mean white.
She's like King Karen, or Queen Karen, however you want to look at it.
She is like a gallon mayonnaise jar, what you get from like Costco. That's how white she is.
She's like Hellman's white. Actually, Hellman's is a little bit too yellow for her.
Yes, she's like oh yeah.
She's like Dukes, man.
Oh, whoa.
Was that you like Dukes?
Yes, Dukes is my favorite.
All right,
she's like Kraft. She's a Miracle Whip.
She's Miracle. I love Miracle. Now, see, that's mine. But you can say she's like Miracle Whip because that is white. That is white.
Oh, it's white. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dukes got a little color to it.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, but so Chelsea Handler, she's praising Louis Farrakhan, and guess what? She wasn't the only one.
Oh no.
No, another one retweeted it for and praised it. Guess who this was?
Who?
One of the most famous in sought after ladies out there.
Cher. I know I threw that.
Sought after. Not somebody who throws sod at her. Like Betty Hill, where you take the sod clumps. No, Jennifer Aniston.
What?
Yep. Jennifer Aniston, and there was two more. One was like some kind of producer lady, and some was some kind of model lady or whatever.
Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, yeah. Jennifer Aniston. There's Jessica Chastain and Jamila Jamil, whatever. Yep.
Oh,
They all retweeted it. So actually, several Instagrammers slammed her because they said, "What the?" So one said, "So based on this logic, if you find a video of Hitler saying something positive and powerful, will you feel equally compelled to share it? You gave hate credibility on a large platform today,
Mit einer Kampfmaschine! Guter Schuss! Ist tot! Guter Schuss!
Oh.
Hast uns gezeigt!
okay.
Oh, Hitler."
All right.
Handler responded, "No, because Hitler was responsible for killing millions of lives. Farrakhan is just responsible for his own promotion of anti-Semitic beliefs."
Okay.
They are very different.
She has lost her ever
I don't
cotton
think
picking mind.
I don't think she ever had it, but whatever little bit of residual she ever had, she lost along. She's nuts. I'm telling you. So
Oh, he just talks about killing the Jews. He doesn't actually. He hasn't gotten around to doing it yet.
No. So she says, another thing, perhaps Farrakhan's anti-Semitic views took form during his own oppression. We know now that oppression of one race leads to an oppression of all races.
And you know what? By God, that makes it right.
Yeah, but so she's oppressed. That's what I guess I'm
Oh yeah,
gathering from that.
I'm sure after she came out of her
Like the press.
her mother and she went right to the nannies, the three nannies that ended up taking care of her because Mama was because the house was too big. She.
I like to press her button, off button. So again, this is another example of Hollywood being so effing stupid that they can't even get out of their own way. It's just stupid. So just so you understand a little bit of what we're talking about, so let's do a couple of Farrakhan's greatest hits, shall we? Okay, these are all quotes. You are not now, nor you ever been a citizen of America. You are a slave to white America. Talking to black people. What else? Oh, you see, everybody always talks about Hitler exterminating 6 million Jews. That's right, but nobody ever asked what they did to Hitler. Really? Really?
Like who? What the Jews? Those Jews did to
Yeah.
Hitler?
What they do? Take his lunch money, or something, and then he go kill 6 million?
Yeah. That's about right.
What? Okay. Again, this is him. So when you hear this, you know it's coming from here. But right here,
She promoted.
She loves it. She thinks it's great. Let's see what. Oh, the die is set, and Malcolm X shall not escape, especially after such evil, foolish talk about his benefactor Elijah Muhammad. Such a man as Malcolm is worthy of death. Now, if you do remember, the Nation of Islam is the one that killed him, Malcolm X, because he wasn't down with, the Nation of Islam anymore because he thought they were a bunch of crap, hypocritical, and they killed him for it. All right. The Jews don't like Farrakhan, so they call me Hitler. Well, that's a good name. Hitler was a very, very great man.
What?
Yep.
Where's that?
Mit einer Kampfmaschine! Guter Schuss! Ist tot! Guter Schuss! Dem hast du's gezeigt! What?
Yep.
Mit einer Kampfmaschine! What?
That's enough.
Yeah. So what? Number 5, murder and lying comes easy for white people.
That's right.
No.
Unless you're like
So yeah, we won't.
Ted Bundy and
Yeah, but we won't. Yeah, but the thing that I have an issue with is, when we talk about Black Lives Matter and this and the other, and the simple fact that nobody seems to give a shit about any of the blacks that are slaughtered every year. I mean, a lot of. Right now, we talked about before. Chicago's up to over 1,200 deaths or shootings. I think it was shootings. My bad. Shootings. But I forget how many deaths they are. Well, New York has over close to 300 deaths, and most of them are black people, by blood of black. That's like, okay, well, so anyway. Many of the Jews who own the homes, the apartments in the black community, we consider them bloodsuckers because they took our community and built their community, but didn't offer anything back to our community. When the Jews left, the Palestinian Arabs came in, then the Koreans came in, then the damn Vietnamese. We all call them bloodsuckers. So Farrakhan don't like anybody. You know what? You know what that sounds like? Sounds a little bit like KKK to me. Maybe he's like Chappelle, where he's black. He doesn't know he's black, and he's one of the KKK. Number 7, Gaddafi is hated because he's a leader of a small country that is rich, but he uses his money to finance liberation struggles. And since he's financing liberation struggles against imperialists and Zionists and oppressors, I love him. Gaddafi.
Isn't that nice?
Really?
Isn't that nice?
You know how many murders Gaddafi did? Or how many were done in his name?
According to this asshat, he was justified.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Number 8. The Jews have been so bad at politics they lost half their population in the Holocaust. They thought they could trust in Hitler, and they helped him get the Third Reich on the road. Really? The Jews helped Hitler. Really? Because Hitler hated the Jews since like day one. He tried to make Germany a nationalist, but not anything with the Jews. Right. There was another group race of people, not race, but group of people. Was it Albanians or something that was also in Germany? I'm trying to think who it was, and they killed them too. Oh my gosh, this guy's a piece of work. All right, number 9. White people are potential humans. They just haven't evolved yet.
I can agree with that on some people I've met.
Well, yep.
What?
Yeah, you're right.
And number 10. I don't know what the hell the fight is about over the Confederate flag. We need to put the American flag down because we've caught as much hell under the Confederate. Because we've caught just as much hell under that Confederate flag as the American. Who are we fighting today? It's the people that carry the American flag. I believe it's the people who are carrying the American flag that have fought for your right to talk all the shit you want to talk. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to go back to where Islam originated from, I'm sure they'll happy to take you. Go back to Palestine.
Well, no, we'll see. See, that's the thing. You see,
douche.
That was what woke. If anybody's kind of did studies out there or did a little history work with Malcolm X, that was where his attitude started changing. Yep. Was when he went over he did his pilgrimage to Mecca, and basically found out what the Nation of Islam was preaching and what was over there were not. They were two completely separate entities. And he was like, wait a minute, and it basically opened his eyes up to what Islam, whatever your philosophy or attitude towards Islam is here, there, but his attitude changed about the Nation of Islam. And he came back and he's like, why aren't we teaching what's actually going on over in the Muslim world? And it was like that, they don't want to hear that.
No.
It opened his eyes. And see, that's the thing. If a lot of the mainstream Muslims over in the Middle East won't have anything to do with him because because they don't even actually classify the Nation of Islam as a branch of Islam.
That is correct.
Because that was something he created. It was American made. It had nothing to do with Shiites. It had nothing to do with Sunnis. It was just created by Elijah Muhammad. He did it. I think he was originally like a Muslim. I can't remember what sect or whatever, but then he just kind of like bastardized it into something from the U.S. So
yeah, so that's what Malcolm X is like. This is BS. So they killed him. They murdered him for it, assassinated him. So
well, and for those of you who also know about Louis Farrakhan, I see we're giving him way too much time, but we're doing it because of this dumb.
Well, plus I like giving them time. I like talking about just stuff so because they could hear. They could just say, "Oh yeah, I think he might have said something. I'm not sure." And now you can hear it.
Right? He hates.
Oh, hate.
And
yes.
well, he is actually. I watched. We had to do it for like a project. I actually watched one. Back in the '90s, they used to have his rallies on TV a lot, for some reason.
Yeah.
But it was actually good because you got to hear him spout some of the stuff he spouted off, and he actually was in agreement. He got up there and said he was agreeing with like the Aryan Nation, and he said he would like to work with the Aryan Nation because he was all about segregating.
Yep.
Louis Farrakhan is all about segregation. He thinks that black people need to be separated completely from other races. He said that we should divide the United States up, that the whites should have their own section, the blacks should have their own section, and the Hispanics their own section, and the Asians their own section. He does not want any mingling of the races at all.
He says they should be their own. This should be their own countries.
Yep.
Each have our own country, in the United States. It was like,
so if you go look at what this man says, and you want to talk about a segregationalist? There he is, right there. That's number one. And anybody that says that he agrees with the Aryan Nation and he's willing to work with them on something like that, what does that tell you? He's a little. Yes, along with this nutbag, batshit crazy.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Jennifer, I'm a little disappointed. I like Jennifer Aniston. I don't know what you're going. Hopefully you accidentally pushed the retweet button. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I could care less.
I know.
They're all stupid. Besides, I heard that she's got bad coffee breath. Like it's bad, like bad
coffee breath, like
melts steel.
Maybe that's why she chased Brad Pitt away.
He's like, "Damn, girl, go brush your teeth."
Yeah, but then
that's what cracks you up when you see watch movies, and you see this couple, and they just wake up and they start kissing and making love. Let me tell you something, because that morning breath,
yes,
woo,
especially not only that it's bad, but then
that's what it's like. Morning breath is.
And especially if you've been one of those and you have like a cold or something, or you've been you slept with your mouth open all night collecting all that stuff, and then you're like, "Kiss me, honey,"
because it smells like you just drank out of that.
We gave a little.
Exactly. All right.
So.
All right, she's gone.
I'm glad. Both of them.
Both of
him
them.
and her. They're a pair.
They are a pair.
Well, and I'd be curious as if the Anti-Defamation League has anything to say about her promotion of his ideals.
No, they'll be silent about that stuff. I'm sure there's something else.
I don't know. When it comes to him, they're pretty. Oh, look. Speaking of which.
So we're in Austria. And apparently they're very serious about flatulation.
As you can tell by the sign.
So in Vienna, the police fined a man €500, basically about $565, for breaking wind, very loudly I might add, in front of a police. A move that Austria's capital's police force was at pains to defend on Tuesday. The Österreich newspaper reported that the fine stemmed from an incident on June 5th and that the offender was fined for offending public decency. What was that? City police wrote that, of course, no one is reported for accidentally letting one go. We've all been there. They added that the man had behaved provocatively and uncooperatively. During an encounter with police officers that preceded the incident, he got up from a park bench, looked at officers, and let go a massive intestinal wind, apparently with full intent.
I wonder if that's in the I wonder if that's in the law manual or the ticket book.
I don't know. Here he is.
Open
It's them beans I have for breakfast.
Open now for the grand finale. Or it's like he's going by.
Of course, we're in Austria. I don't know why I got the English accent.
Or wait a minute. He's walking by somebody. It's like, I'd like to cigarette here. Oh,
look, the refuse on fire.
All that methane.
He with full intent, they said. And our colleagues don't like to be farted at so much. So it was a directional flatulence.
Yes.
That was the issue.
He pointed his buttocks right at somebody and let loose.
Somebody of authority.
Yes, somebody of authority and let loose.
I think he did a little bit more than just fart. I think that's more than that.
Yeah, you might want to check your drawers.
Check them drawers.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Exactly.
You got that right, honey.
Yeah!
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Yes.
When I first heard this story, and it's just like, okay, I get it. Can you imagine something like, with all that's happening here in the U.S., and if that was the worst thing anybody ever did was fart. I mean, these guys, police officers, correction officers, anybody, they get farted on all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You would like finds out the
you wouldn't want either of us in Austria.
No,
because we'd be hitting it on both ends.
Yes.
I'm sure. So the fart was 500 euros. I'm sure that's probably like 250.
It's like we're like a gas factory. It happens when you get older, I think.
So I wonder what this gets you.
Oh,
that's probably 1,000 euros.
That's in
or that's a date.
That's a date. Yeah.
That gets you a number. That gets you them digits.
Yep. Oh, what time you knock off? Oh my! It's craziness.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Don't go to Austria.
But I tell you what. I will say this. I have been around places where it smelled it smelled like a corpse. Somebody farted and it smelled like a decaying corpse. I can understand. If those poor cops were there, they're like, "Oh my God, do we have like a murder? What did somebody do with that murder substance?"
Well, they said remember they said he's on a park bench.
Right.
He got up, directed his derriere in their direction. He aimed his weapon and let it.
And let loose.
Now, he's outside, so there must have been some velocity to this bad boy, so they could, hear it, and I don't know how – it didn't say how close he was.
And I'm sure that they probably, chased, It was probably chased a lot of people out of the park.
That's right. He probably
kids.
He's probably jump up. Yeah, he probably did one of these numbers.
Gotcha, bitch!
That's what he said. That's what he said to the cops. Gotcha, bitch!
You know what? Then the cops got serious.
Yep. We got something for you,
Tear
buddy.
gassed his ass.
Yep, all by himself. Farting that. Farting that
can. And paint it green.
You catch that and paint it green. Oh my! Our friends in Austria, and we got a little hello, Mr. Jericho, who's
shout out from the Philippines.
Yep.
Hey, Jericho, is there a penalty if you farted at some cops in the Philippines? Do they put you in jail for that?
Yes, we want to know. Because
in Austria, they sure as hell do.
And they definitely don't do that here in the States. I'm telling you, they get farted Spit,
But see, you
piss.
gotta be careful though, because sometimes if you get in some of the geriatric communities, it's like
They can't help themselves.
they can't.
They can't help themselves.
I've fallen.
Oh, bless
and
her heart.
Can't
I
get
know,
up.
poor thing. Bless
I'm a
her heart.
little bit
Oh.
drunk. I'm a little
we don't
bit
care about
drunk
you, you
'cause I'm drinking, drinking.
Shut up, you old bag.
Bag. I love this show. I love them.
Gotcha, bitch.
I can see them doing that. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, it's just like our friend on Cops. I'm gonna get you, bitch.
Check out one of our shows. I can't remember which one it was.
like-
It was a while back.
It was a podcast, though. It was actually a
was it a
podcast.
pod- are you
Yeah, I
sure
think
it
it was
was
actually a podcast.
Oh yeah, because we probably would have had it.
we weren't
video.
on. We weren't on video just yet.
There's a podcast where this is a black dude, and he's on the corner, whatever. He smokes a cigarette, whatever. This cop rolls up, and I'm talking about serious white bread cop, like what we say, mayo,
Yeah, Mayo, Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread. And so he busts up, and he's like, he tells him to get on the ground. The guy's like, just hold on. He didn't even really talk to him. He pulls his taser, poof, tases him, and
It doesn't even phase him.
nope, doesn't even phase him. He turns to his wife, which is almost right at the camera. He's like, I'm gonna get you, bitch.
Because they got called for domestic, so him and his wife are going at it. He gets tased. It doesn't even phase him.
Never
What
drops a cigarette.
And as soon as he looks at, as soon as he gets tased, he looks at her. And he's like, "I'm gonna get you, bitch."
Oh,
It's like he could give a shit what the cop did to him.
Yeah.
He's just like, get
I
out.
tell you, that cigarette never dropped. Nothing.
Nope.
And there were people. It was in like an intersection, and people were trying to get on
Yep.
out of there, and all kind of whatnot.
And he just had that. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
All
All right, so if you're going to be in Austria,
Don't fart in the
Don't
police.
fart in the
Don't fart towards the police.
yeah, because you'll get.
You get a little wood, possibly a little wood shampoo going on.
But if
there.
you're going to do it,
Gotcha, bitch.
do it with style,
and then run.
and then run.
And run.
All right, so.
What do we got next?
We got. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
That's
look.
nice. We got the Bow and the Beautiful.
One of the few soaps that's still on the air.
Days of Our Lives is still there.
Yep, they're still running. They're the only one on NBC.
Yep.
And there's like 2, I think, on CBS. And that's General Hospital's still on ABC.
COVID crap. So the mayor of D.C., who's a complete genius, gets on there and talks blah, 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 blah. That cuts into General Hospital, and then General Hospital cuts into my hot bench.
Gotcha, bitch.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
I'd write to him.
I should write to her. I don't want to hear anything from she's got to say. She's an idiot.
Well, then you have to watch General Hospital.
I'm not doing that. I turned the channel. Anyway. So the Bold and the Beautiful. Well, so the Bold and Beautiful, so they're such supporters of social distancing and the COVID-19 rules that everybody should be following. That, well, so they came into a little conundrum of how they were going to still present the show, give the people what they want, right? Now, of course, we all know all soap operas are a little bit of drama and a little bit of I wasn't there yet, but that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear me say anything about it?
No, I jumped the gun, but that's what I think of when I think of soaps.
No. Anyway, but there is a little bit of sex they have in there. I mean, not like softball, but they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the Bold and Beautiful, being the geniuses that they are, came up with a plan. This is what they're going to do, or this is what they started doing, or going to start doing. They will be. So you want to know what they're gonna start using? That.
I got.
So the Bold and Beautiful are going to start using blow-up dolls for the sex scenes. And you know what? And let's just, you know what? Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Here, let's put that next to you because that's probably more apropos for you. And I'll take the beautiful people. So if you see some of these lovely actresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their plan is they feel that her over there could take the place of some of these, even with some camera angles. And I was going to say, I don't believe it. But, I mean, if you look at some of the nice job on the hair there, I could probably see she could be a stand-in. You wouldn't know the difference.
Cut! We need another doll.
Where'd she go? You know, baby. You know, I know I married your sister, but I don't love her. I love you. And I just want to be with you. And that's all there is. I don't care if anybody knows. Cut!
You did that. I don't know if anybody remembers it. I don't know if you remember it, but there was this movie that came out in the 80s. And it was a parody on horror movies. It was called Student Bodies. And it had this guy that was a janitor. His name was Malvert. And he was like 7 feet tall. And it was like all this gangly guy. And he was at a football game and he had a blow-up doll with him. And the blow-up doll sprung a leak and it was like he's trying to hold on to it. It was flying up in the air and he lost it. She just like disappeared in the air. And he's like, oh, darn, Malvert lost another one. Oh my!
She's just lovely.
That's the last one we have, you silly fat cow.
Oh,
sorry, honey.
So according to the filmmakers of Bold and Beautiful, they want to get creative when it comes to new production guidelines.
I bet.
Yes.
You can get real creative with a mouth like that.
I was going to say, what are we going from soap operas to porn? Is that we just go ahead and make that transition? So the soap opera, which temporarily resumed production on Wednesday, will be making use of one of its old blow-up dolls.
When was the last time this bloody thing was cleaned off?
She's a hoe. What a hoe. So it says it's going to make use of one of its own blow-up dolls on set to film sex scenes moving forward, one of their producers have revealed. Bradley Bell, executive producer and head writer, says the decision was made with social distancing measures in mind and a whole lot of pervertedness. When we were reviewing the scripts, we started talking about all the romantic scenes, and the script just fell flat. So we put our heads together.
I bet.
To figure out a way to make these scenes work without breaking the 8 foot distancing rule. And we brought out a doll we used years ago as a corpse.
You sure that's not the guy farting?
Yeah, what as a corpse, what do you got to, got to do the makeup again and instead of looking like a zombie? Bell said the production team gave it a shot and resulted in a very convincing take. Oh, check this out. It's a great doll, and we'll be using her with hair and makeup as a stand-in to match one of our leading ladies. So, ladies, this right here obviously can take your job in a second.
Yep. The guys don't need you. Hey, when it comes to the bedroom, we don't need you talking anyway.
So
this is it.
Oh, that is absolutely
sexist.
What's wrong with being sexy?
What's wrong with being sexy?
Okay. What was it? Oh, there's just one catch. Bell said, only one doll exists. Well, I guess you got to pass her around like the little hoe that she
hey,
is.
Hey, probably where I think they're.
Ride her like a bicycle.
I have a feeling probably just 2 blocks down from where they're filming in New York City. I'm sure you can buy more. I think they have them in the.
Dude. Okay, so check this out. So you got Deacon Tex in a sex scene. All right. He's making out with the doll and whatnot. And then all of a sudden now I'm in a sex scene and I got to use the same doll he just used.
No, we got hand sanitizer. We're going to show
You need a hell of a lot more than hand sanitizer. You need a little bit of this. Give me a new one.
Oh, there she goes.
Stupid. Convincing take, apparently. He said, the producer said the show may be investing in more dolls, including male ones. Ooh.
That deserves another.
The only problem with the male dolls, he'll be falling asleep afterwards.
That's true. Oh my! You know what? I tell you what, though, they this is brilliant because it's going to make me. I might actually have to try and watch just to see what this looks like.
It could be interesting. So the producer said, while searching websites and combing Hollywood to see what's available, so we may be employing a lot of dolls in future love scenes. I bet you're combing that internet.
Now.
No, it's just research. I'm looking.
It's just research. Now, I will say this. Okay, this is like right here. This is like the like a low end model that you could find like here in like Hagerstown. But for those, I don't know about this. But I only found out about this doing our research for the show. But they actually do have dolls that are like lifelike. It's scary. And they're like, I mean, we're talking these things like $5,000 a pop.
Dude, let me tell you. So there is so if you're on Twitter and there's a lot of people say there is a dude, and unfortunately he's from the same state that I was born in, Alabama. Makes sense, he has a whole Twitter, right, dedicated to him and his wife. He actually married one of these dolls. Well, and now whether or not that was obviously it wasn't done in the church, but right. So he has this whole Twitter dedicated to his life, married to her, and what they do together. Oh, you better believe it. In fact, they went through a whole Twitter and Instagram montage of her giving birth to their first child. I swear. Dead serious.
How did you find out about all this?
So people make fun, like people send his stuff around because he's such a freaking nutbag.
Oh, so we got tweeted?
One of our viewers said, check this nutbag out. Dedicated.
Oh my gosh.
And you see him and he's in there. He's got pictures and he's sitting as like recliner and she's in his lap. And he's taking like selfies of them two. I'm telling you, this dude's straight up just he's out in left field somewhere.
Wait now. let's hold the phone. Let's pull the reins. Let's pull the reins a little. Because look at it this way. Look at it this way. The only money that comes out of your pocket is for the initial cost. Low upkeep. It's low maintenance. She's low maintenance. Unless he's got the deluxe talking model. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear that. I know. I was gonna say she doesn't talk. She's at your beck and call. I mean.
Yeah, but you know what?
The whole baby. Now, see,
yeah, but you know what? The whole.
I was like there until the baby thing, and then actually, one of our loyal viewers before the show came on, advised me that they actually have one where they're pregnant. They sell these dolls that you buy a blow-up doll that's pregnant.
Dude is nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy. Now, is this a free America and he can do whatever he wants? Absolutely. But you're a nutbag.
Yeah, you're not hurting anybody. You're doing your own thing. But yeah, that's
you're a freak.
Yeah, that's a little.
And I think cleanup's probably a pain in the ass too.
Well, I have a feeling he probably doesn't mind. Little.
Although he does like dress up every once in a while with a little bit of.
Yep. Oh, he's gotta be careful though. You do a little bit that a little bit too hard.
Oh. Susie, where are you going?
Damn, I lost another one. I wonder if he has the maintenance plan.
What? Where Geek Squad comes in and repairs her?
They have like doctors or whatever. They're like, stand back, sir. We'll take care of her.
We got important work.
We got. Here, hold this.
Apparently, her Kegel muscles have worn out. So another approach that they're talking about actually is considered involving real life spouses of the actors standing in as stunt doubles. Ooh, stunt doubles. Ooh, why you gotta get stunt doubles? You riding it that hard?
Can you imagine? I know. Can you imagine that you're like in a steamy thing and you're like wife or husband or something like that's there with you and it's like that
she's
could
like,
go sideways.
Oh, you never do this in the bedroom, you such a piece of crap.
Slap.
If you were only this romantic in our bedroom, we wouldn't be having problems. You're such a piece of shit, you idiot.
Yeah. Oh, that.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah, just be like the whole time.
That's right. Honey, the only reason why I'm married, as long as you get this, I don't give a shit.
I'm coming to stand in for my husband, but I have a cold. And I'm a little snotty.
Well, you really don't need to talk anyway. Just lay there and just.
Oh, and by the way, since we have one right after this, we're just going to use you for another scene as well for another actor. Or just
now, okay, all right. For creativity, I think this is spot on. And for all the actresses or whatever, I think you're all in trouble. However, where were you all during the HIV/AIDS epidemic back in the 80s? Oh, well, you'll just have to gargle with some mouthwash afterward. It's gonna work. I think that's probably would have worked a little bit better for that. Maybe you wouldn't have had some issues or whatever, but I don't know. I have to wait and see. I'm curious to watch. I might have to actually DVR one when it comes back on just to see what it looks like. To see, I can if he's laying in bed and I see this blonde hair sticking out.
I'm sure they come in with a wig and make it look a little bit better. But if they get too excited and the wig flies off.
Well, now I know. I know for a fact on sometimes if something happens to the film or whatever, it's a rare occasion nowadays, but sometimes they actually have to go on live and they're actually doing the stuff live. They won't let you know about it, but can you imagine that?
That would be awesome.
He pulls away or that mouth sound.
Shut your mouth, honey.
And then the writers,
you're not saying anything.
Then the writers have to change the whole storyline. Oh, he's in love with the blow up.
Or they'll just dump her voice. Gee, Lance, what are we gonna do?
Oh, Marta. Schnell, schnell, schnell,
Schnell, schnell.
schnell, schnell.
Ich bin eine
No,
Kampfmaschine.
shut up.
Ah,
Not
guter
you.
Schuss. Er ist tot.
Stupid.
That's it. That's all we got.
I think that's enough.
Blow up dolls.
But
Really?
I give you an eye for ingenuity. I mean, no other soap. You know, you are probably setting the precedent.
Eye for ingenuity. What
Dave's-
grading scheme is that on?
I don't know. Exactly.
I thought I was incomplete, which
Well,
you were probably very knowledgeable of.
Yes, I got a lot of those. But I will say this: you all beat Days of Our Lives, and you all beat General Hospital to the punch. They're probably upset right now. As a matter of fact, if I were the head producer, I'd be firing. I'd be like, you know what? Why didn't you all think about this shit before the Bold and the Beautiful? Are you serious?
We're just going to use our wives or something. We're not going to have blow up dolls because I am. So think about this. Think about this. Okay, I'll look. Let me put it this way: you have to be some freaking badass actor if you could sit there and look at that and quote some love scene.
Just get a hold of that guy off of Twitter and say, hey, buddy, how do you do it?
Yeah, he can show you. Because looking at that, that would be as romantic to me as looking at Rosie O'Donnell. Or Nancy Pelosi. Anyway, there you go.
Oh, my.
That's how we see it.
Yes. That is how we see it. So they also do make these in brunettes, by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I'm not big on blonde. I also she kind of looks like red hair, almost like Lucille Ball.
I know.
She's like
She's like
is that the Lucille Ball doll?
Can you imagine going to a porn shop? Do you have the Lucy blow up?
Lucy who? Lucille Ball.
Oh yeah.
She's quite popular nowadays.
She's still got it going on. Oh my.
You know what? I'm curious though. I don't know if they make them, or if that's some kind of I don't know if that's some kind of a copyright thing. I wonder if they make them, the blow up dolls, look like celebrities.
I think they probably can.
And if they do, what's the most popular right now?
Well, didn't you say there was one that was actually called J-Ho?
Oh yeah. So in the research for this story, or I just checked the box in my closet. There's one that they made after J-Lo. They call it J-Ho. Or Charo. Coochie.
Oh, coochie.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. They probably like that. They're like J-Ho. They probably changed the name a little bit, but But I guarantee you that they have them out there where they look like actresses or.
Well, the picture I saw of it, they didn't show. They just showed the front of the box, and it had like a really big ass. Serious. I swear. It did. Oh yeah.
I want.
Don't pop them buns.
I tell you what, I would be. Hey, another thing for we're laughing, but another thing that she would be good for, HOV lanes. You pop her right in you run her right in the passenger seat. Maybe you have to put another one in the back, depending on if you have HOV2 or HOV3. Shove another one in the back. You're golden.
Or you can just lay her down and use her mouth as like another cup holder.
That's a cup holder.
I said cup holder.
Yeah, that's right. You did say cup holder.
I did say the cup holder. Way before you hit that button, too.
It was too late.
See, you know, it was way before. You just had something on your mind already. There, gutter. Gutter rat.
Or lay her on her back and use her as a
cup holder.
Cup holder.
Ashtray. Back in the day.
Yeah, but there's nothing to say. Them hot ashes. Anyway.
Speaking of back in the day, let me tell you something about this fool. Okay, we both used to smoke back in the day. But this fool right here used to have a Ford Escort. Or GT, excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. And he would come over, and the ashtray in that damn car looked like Mount Vesuvius. It had so much ash in that thing piled up.
I think after I finally did clean it, I think Pompeii was underneath.
He only had to go to like 5 different car washes to have enough vacuum capacity to suck all those damn ashes
That was
up.
terrible. I don't know what that was.
It was
I don't know
bad.
what that was. I just didn't want to clean the ashtray. Maybe I don't know if it was a contest. I did that in my dorm room too when I was on active duty. I'd have like a ashtray in there, and that thing would be like it's like I was sculpt. It was like on Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I was trying to make Devil's Mountain out of ashes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
And his back seat had like cigarette burns all over it.
yeah. Oh, include
The cherries going.
Yes. But a lot of this occurred because back in the day,
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
yes, and I think I was a little bit to do with it, a little bit.
Very little.
But I do remember burning.
Smoked like a damn chimney.
All right, but real quick, this is what would happen, and I hate it, and I'm sure I know I'm not the only one that this has happened to, but you're going down the road, and you want to flick your cigarette out the window. Every now and then, I'd guess wrong where in the window to put the cigarette, or I wasn't thinking. So I'd put the cigarette out the window. Next thing you know, Mother Nature would blow it back in, unbeknownst to me. So I'd be still driving down the road.
Or he forget that the back window was open.
Right.
It would come right back in.
Unbeknownst to me, I'm still driving, and I'm like, why is my back getting hot?
Hey, something's burning.
Hey, what's cooking? You are stupid. So, yeah, and then I'd burn. I remember one time I was wearing shorts and I missed. I think I hit the window, and it went down. It burned my leg, and I'm like, I was in a parking lot of a doctor's office, and I'm like, I could jump out of the car. It was terrible. Yeah.
They use a hubcap for ashtray.
Yes, I need it.
You needed a 55 gallon drum.
I know.
All right.
Anyway.
That's all I got. I'm done.
Well, we got you before we leave.
Before we leave.
Oh, you might want to take down our.
Oh.
So that way they can concentrate on the book instead of
They don't give a shit about this damn book.
Where'd the girls go?
Seriously.
Where'd the girls?
Light Reapers, make sure you get this book. You got to get this book. You can get it paperback or Kindle or like Audible probably in another week because you want to be up to date. So when the book 2 comes out, you're good to go.
And you know what? I think that if you happen to get one and you enjoy it, you can actually let the Reverend Cuz know.
Yes.
And you can actually send the book in to him or somehow, and he'll autograph it for you.
That's right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice. And if you do read it, and if you like it, go on Amazon and send a review. If you don't like it, piss off.
Piss off. 2P off.
And that's all I got.
And
I'm
I think that's it. So
I'm done.
yes, good thing we'll have to do the other part next week.
What's the other part?
We forgot the.
Oh, yeah. That's because we had so much
I
shit.
know we did.
And we're still late.
I know. So anyway, we want to thank everybody for joining us again on this wonderful Sunday, or if not, F off. And we know a lot of you will be watching us later.
You can't tell them to F off on Father's Day.
I know. It is Father's Day. I know it is. That is kind of rude. So, all right, I should take that back. But anyway, so thank you all for joining us. Make sure you tune in again next Sunday, same time, where it will be our second to last show. Don't forget, everybody, we only have 2 shows left of Conformity Antidote as you know it. After July 5th, we will be splits. We're going to be splitters. And we'll actually, the Reverend Cuz's show, which to be determined the name. And then we'll have the both of us will be in another show. That name to be determined as well. But Conformity Antidote, we're going to formally put out to pasture. Yes, on July 5th. And that'll be it. So make sure you join us for the next 2 weeks. And until then, have a great week. God bless. And shoki. Oh,
Go get some egg roll.
yes, don't take picture. Oh, B.F. Chang. Oh, you don't touch picture. I smack you in face.
What?
I don't know. B.F. Chang. Bye, everybody.